Welcome to the Webfire Wednesday training. I'm Sean Casey, and I'm going to be the guy talking with you today. So glad you guys are there. All right, we got somebody in from Holland. Okay, checking in from across the sea. All right, so before we get started, yes, this is being recorded. We're always going to record these. The replay video will be posted in the Webfire member site tomorrow. Also, there's the Webfire Facebook group where you can stay up to date on things that we're doing, make posts, share great things that are happening with you. If you're not a member already, you have to apply to be a member, but we'll approve you because you obviously here you must be a member and somebody we know. Just go to getwebfire.com/FB group. If you go to that URL, it will redirect you to the Facebook group page, and then you can apply to be a member. And when you do, then we'll get you approved and you can be a member. And if you're not already a member, you want to become a member so you can post there because we'll be giving away $100 in a little bit. All right. Also, other things that are coming up, what we call the Next Level Workshop. So the Next Level Workshop, 2 workshops that Brian and I are holding this year, one in London on July 8th and 9th, which is a week from Friday. That starts, and then we'll be here in Atlanta, August 27th and 28th, Atlanta, Georgia in the U.S. Sorry, because I live next to Atlanta, I think everyone in the world knows where it is, but it's in the U.S., southeastern United States. Big airport hub if you're thinking about flying in and visiting the States. It's pretty much you can get here from anywhere. And we're going to be doing these live. They are $497 for regular people. Webfire members get in free. But you have to reserve your seat. We need to know to save your seat. We need to know that you're coming, so go register at that URL you see down the bottom, getwebfire.com/event. And we're going to be doing this live and in person. We've got a lot of different things we'll be sharing with you, of course, answering questions and working with you guys live. These are the only 2 events we plan to do this year. It's unlikely, given my schedule right now, that there will be anything else that we'll do, but if there is, we'll certainly let you guys know as soon in advance as possible. The purpose of the Next Level Workshop is to help you take your business from wherever it is now to the next level. So if you're just starting, it's to help you get up and running and generating traffic and leads and sales. If you are already up and running at some volume, it's to get you to that next level, to bump you up, double your business, triple your business as far as we can get it by helping you to go from where you are now to getting the strategies that will help you get further along lines. Do I know we're in London? Yes, I do know we're in London because I personally approved the hotel. So yeah, in London we're going to be in Kensington. You'll actually see on the website the exact hotel. But we'll be in Kensington. We're right next to a tube station, so it's very easy to get to because I know no one in London other than me ever uses a cab or a car. But very easily accessible because we always make sure that there. And for those of you that were at our London event last September, same exact hotel. So if you've been there before, you know how to get there already. Also, right after that event, we'll also be in London. Brian and I are doing a one-day mastermind session. Our mastermind sessions are where we work with a small group of people, in this case exactly 4, because we just happen to have a very small room that we've reserved for this. It's just a little boardroom that we'll be using in a very nice 5-star hotel in Kensington, in London. And this will be, it's very hands-on. This is definitely something where, if you've got a business that's doing some volume and you want to know how to take it from wherever you are now and really ramp up, get a lot of personal attention, work with 3 other entrepreneurs who are going to be similarly positioned, then this definitely would be for you. And just go ahead and go to getwebfire.com/MM for Mastermind. You can get more information about that as well. We'd love to see you there. Brian's in charge of that, so I have no idea how many slots are left because he's just coming back and getting attention. Brexit. So the reason I want to address this, not only because we're going to London next week, but because this is so much in the news with everybody talking about it and everybody having an opinion, etc., that I just want to talk about this for a minute because it brings up a really, really important point. And the point has nothing to do with Brexit itself or whether or not, it's, good to leave, good to stay. It was a good vote, it was a bad vote, it was a good idea, it was a bad idea. None of that actually matters for what I want to discuss with you, because, first of all, I'm not a UK citizen, so it's not up to me to decide the fate of, your country. But in all of this upheaval, what's happened is much of what happens to people when crazy things go on that you don't have any control over. And this is really important because a lot of times what happens is everybody gets caught up in the uncertainty and the worrying about what's going to happen, and they get all off track of their lives, and in our case, most importantly, of their businesses. Long time ago, when the U.S. decided to go to war in the Middle East, like 30 years ago, whenever it was, long time ago, okay, because I'm old, I can remember back most of that far. But I was in the real estate closing business at that time, and literally, we decide we're going to war, and everybody in America stopped spending money. They stopped buying and selling houses. They stopped refinancing houses. They stopped buying major appliances. They stopped buying cars. Everybody just froze because of the uncertainty. That literally, like, the whole economy just like it was just like, running into molasses, okay, because nobody knew what to do, so everybody did nothing, which, has a bad trickle-down effect, okay. Same thing happens over and over again to people when, big events happen that get us distracted. But the truth is that for most people, these things are not, life-threatening and not something where you need to get yourself way out of whack for what you're trying to do or for your business. And so what I want you guys to focus on is this brilliant statement: control the controllables. Now, this phrase I personally stole from a guy named Paul Azinger, who was using it a lot in the golf tournament for the major championship here in the U.S. Open 2 weeks ago, I guess it was, and talking about how the golfers who were in the lead were trying to deal with some tough conditions and some strange things that were going on. And he kept saying over and over again, all you can do is control the controllables. So what does that mean? That means that in your business, in your life, there's some things you can control. You can control your mental attitude, you can control your work ethic, you can control what you're doing. But there's lots of stuff you can't control, like in this case, what the government's going to do, what the government says it's going to do versus what it really does, what all the other people are going to do, what the EU is going to do, what the pound is going to do, etc. None of that you can control, but you can allow it to control you. You can allow all this uncertainty about financial markets to make you run scared, so you're not doing what you should be doing in your business. And I don't want to see that happen to everybody, because there's just no reason to allow it to get you off track. Yes, there's a lot of uncertainty and there's a lot of things going on that you can't possibly control or know what's going to happen next, or know what's going to, who knows what the next couple of years hold, right? We don't even know who's going to be leading the UK come the fall. But none of that in the end affects whether or not you decide to promote your business, generate traffic, generate leads, create a new product, advertise a new product, sell some more stuff, go generate some money, etc., right? So you all can still go do that, and you all can get straight focused on your business and building your business. And this applies to everybody, whether or not you're experiencing the craziness of Brexit in your particular life and psyche or not. But when other, events occur that are, that shake your foundations, you've got to remember that there are things you can control and you can do something about it, things that you can't. And if you'll focus on those things you can control and continue to move forward and do the things you should be doing, you'll end up with much better results than if you just kind of sit around and wait for stuff to happen. So that's my pep talk for today. All right. Onward. So we had some people that promoted questions, and for those of you guys are, sorry, my brain stopped for a second. Old age will do that to you. So for those of you that just joined us, what we're going to be focused on today is answering your questions and getting really specific with some things, because we're going to take the entire hour of the training to answer people's questions and work with you. We have some questions that got submitted in advance, so we're going to do those first, and then we'll see what other questions you guys that have joined us have that we can answer along the way. And so Alvin asked a question, really interesting question. Do you recommend creating sales pages that use old school persuasion tactics versus new school tactics to resell services? And what are some good old school persuasion tactics to use? So first of all, Alvin, are you actually on this training? If you can type in the question and answer box for me if you are, because I don't know if you're here or not, because I have a question for you if you're actually here. Yes, you're here. Okay, good. So what do you mean by new school? I'm just really curious what you mean by that before I answer this question. It's like a trick question, but answer anyway. We'll give him just a moment to type, and we'll see what he has to say. And that silence is Alvin typing. All right, so we'll just give him a minute to do that. Somebody else is helping me out by telling me what they think Alvin means, but let me just see what Alvin has to say. In the meantime, somebody was asking what time the London event starts and ends. Yeah, so we'll go basically 9 to 5 each day. It might run slightly longer, but we'll pretty much be wrapped by 5 p.m. each day. We're not the kind of crazy people that try to keep you there till like midnight or anything, because that's too wearing on everybody. Oh, okay, you saw that from another ad that was sent to you. Okay, so that's great. Perfect. Okay, good. So here's the answer. None of the above. So, you know, when you talk about persuasion concepts, people talk about this all the time. Now, what happens is people that are trying to sell you stuff will tell you something's, you know, new and improved. But sales and marketing concepts, persuasion, the way that people are convinced to take action, to become a lead or to buy, those concepts haven't changed since man-developed thought. Seriously, we crawled out of the primordial ooze, or the Big Bang occurred, or however you want to believe that we got here and we're able to think. And at that point, the way that our brains work, because we buy based on emotion and justify with logic and reason, there we are. Okay, so, you know, the same kind of thing that got somebody to buy 3,000 years ago is the same thing that gets somebody to buy today. But what does change our marketing channels, okay, because 20 years ago, you know, really nobody was selling on the internet, right? You know, 100 years ago, nobody was selling on radio and TV. Okay? So new marketing channels show up, like the internet. And then there are different ways to market on the internet. Okay? You've got video versus text, right? So, you know, first we sold online, all we had was text, and then we had audio, and then we had video. And now we have social media channels like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, right? You know, we could be advertising and communicating with people via YouTube. Facebook Live is becoming a really big push now from Facebook, because they believe, you know, in a couple of years there'll be more video posting from people than there will actually be text posting. So those kind of things change, but the way that people buy, okay, the you know, copywriting techniques, the sales techniques, you know, showing somebody the value of the benefits of a product, none of those have changed. Okay. Now, one of the things that's changed related to that are the fact that, well, in fact, here's a great example. Saturday night, at a wedding reception at my country club in my neighborhood where I live, and the guy who sits down next to me, his name is Maxie. Maxie owns a Chevrolet dealership, it turns out. Never met him before, but we're mutual friends and the father of the groom. So we start talking, and what normally happens if you tell anybody that you do online marketing and they own a business is they immediately start asking you 300 different marketing questions, which was exactly what happened from the time we sat down till dinner was done and the band got too loud for us to hear each other. And he started talking about how in the 20 or 30 years that he's been selling cars, so much has changed in the way in which his business works, because it used to be he'd sell a car and a brand new car would be sold. If he sold it at full sticker price, he'd make a 25% profit margin. Because nobody knew what it cost, nobody knew what he made. You used to go to 5 different dealers on average before you'd buy a car, so you basically on average had a 20% chance of selling a guy who showed up on your dealer lot. Now, 80% of the people who go to buy a car go to one dealer and end up making a deal there, because they've already done all their research sitting in front of their computer. They also pretty much know the price of the car before they get there. They know the dealer cost. They know what other dealers are selling it for. It's not a secret, okay, because the internet has leveled the playing field of all this stuff. And on average now, they make 4% profit margin when they sell a car instead of making 5 or 6 times that, what they previously used to make. So the business has changed, but still, providing a guy value, customer service, guarantees, all those things are still the same for what they're doing, but the way in which they're able to make a sale and the way in which a buyer comes into a dealership has changed completely, okay? But still, the persuasion of getting a guy to buy a car, still pretty much the same. You make an exciting car with good features and benefits at a price that somebody thinks is valuable is what they're doing. Okay, so next question. Okay, so David asked a question, and David, are you here? This is your question if you're here, if it's the right David who asked this question. So David says he's, as you'll read into this, has books that he's written and promotes on Amazon, which I think are fiction books, not nonfiction, because there would be a difference in the answer to this question. But he says he wants to start specifically by increasing the quality buyer traffic directly to his Amazon book sites. He wants to use targeted keywords, and he wants to bypass his own website. And so he asked, can we walk him through the steps to produce a list of prospective buyers, post a brief solicitation, and mass mail this posting with a link to his Amazon sites? Okay, you also have 31 nonfiction books. Oh, that's Ken. Okay, I was going to say that. All right. So how can he be sure these postings won't show up in everybody's spam list? I'm going to answer that last question first, because I didn't write an answer on a slide to that. But the way in which you're going to not end up in somebody's spam box is, first of all, to have messages that don't have a huge amount of spam trigger words in them. And there you can, most of the autoresponder services have the access to a rating system to do that. If you do a quick search on Google for like spam trigger words, you'll get a whole list of them. You can use some of them, you just can't use all of them. Like if you type in, free money, get rich quick, this is guaranteed to make you $100 million with only a single dollar invested, it's pretty much going to get dumped into the spam folder or blocked completely. The second thing you'll want to do is, of course, have messages that people actually want to read, respond to, react to. That's also going to help you in terms of email delivery and, of course, using a reputable email provider as well. Okay, so assuming that David's books are fiction instead of nonfiction. Now, why does that matter? Well, so if we had nonfiction books, so let's say we have books about weight loss, or we have books about bodybuilding, or books about stock investing, right? The way you would go find the people interested in those topics is pretty much the way you'd find them if you wanted to go promote a weight loss system or a bodybuilding system or a stock investing system, right? Because those people are all using the same phraseology out there for what they're interested in. But the one big difference is that every day there's somebody new who says, hey, you know what, I should go lose weight. Okay, I want to go on a diet. Whereas in fiction, right, there isn't necessarily somebody, or certainly at least as many people who are just saying, you know what, I think I'm going to go start reading fiction books. Let me go online and start going to forums and blogs and finding the what I should read, right? Because somebody who's going to just one day wake up and say, I want to go read a book, is probably just going straight to Amazon or somewhere else to go find the book that they want to read, right? So it does change things a bit because it's harder to identify your audience outside of the people on Amazon, okay? Now, second thing that's really, really important, this is Amazon. So the sales rank matters a lot because the higher your sales rank in a given genre, the more sales you're going to get from Amazon. So Amazon is going to refer people to your book, right? If you got, presumably everybody shopped on Amazon here, or at least understands the concept. So if you buy a book on Amazon, they're going to say, recommended for you based upon your purchase, here's all these other books, okay? And they know that, or they're going to say, people who bought this book also bought this book, and you can buy these two books together and you can get a deal. And, here's ads from a bunch of other books, right? So they they're going to promote so they sell more. Books that don't sell well are not going to get sold at all by them, right? Because they don't care. It's not like they're going to run out of different books to sell, and they don't have to worry about inventory in the warehouse because I don't know the exact numbers, but certainly guess by now that they're selling more, Kindle ebooks than they're selling physical books. So that means that you've got this competition, if you want Amazon to help you make sales, of driving yourself up the sales list, because the more sales you make, the more reader feedback you can get, the higher your ranking, the more Amazon is going to give you more business, okay? Now, the key thing here is this, okay? Ken just mentioned he's got 31 nonfiction books, right? So your tendency is to go, wow, I've got 31 books. Every day I should do one thing to promote a book. But the problem is that doing one thing every day to promote a book doesn't move that book up the bestseller list. So this is different than saying I'm going to try to promote my website and I want to promote all my websites equally so I can build the traffic to all of them. Because in this case, if you did 31 things for 31 books, none of your books are going to get any big bump, right? But if you did 31 things today for one book, you're likely to move that book substantially up the bestseller list. If you move it up the bestseller list, which is for most of this stuff reset every hour, then your chance of getting more referrals, getting people to notice your book, getting high enough on a list of top 10 of something that somebody notices, etc., goes way, 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 way up, okay? And so you don't want to be promoting something on Amazon where you're promoting everything randomly. You want a burst of promotion where you can get lots of people to show up and get your book all at one time, okay? Now, for a fiction book, generally it's going to be in some genre. It's romance, it's thriller, it's sci-fi, it's mystery, whatever it might be. And there's probably lots of nuances down below that escape me. So how do we find the people interested in that? Well, because it's the internet, there are people out there who are hardcore people who get online and talk about books, right? So they'd be talking about the latest romance novel by so-and-so, or the latest sci-fi book, or the latest mystery book, or whatever. And you need to go find the places where those hardcore people hang out and promote your book to them, because they're the people who are, possibly going to be more likely to purchase it or download it free, depending upon how you got it set up on Amazon at a given time, than the average random person, if you just were walking down the street, handing out cards saying, hey, I've got a book on Amazon, you should check it out, right? But the hardcore person who reads a lot of romance books is much more likely to buy your romance book than the average person, right? Again, it's a much more targeted traffic. The other thing to know is that when you set up a Kindle book, you can set it up for free and have it set up, I think it's 5 days that you can give it away for free to try to boost not only the volume of people getting your book, but also getting reviews for it, because you'll have a bunch of people download it and some people will review it. And in that time, you can promote that. There are a bunch of Facebook groups, and there are some websites that have a list of people who are interested in being notified when there are free books. And as long as you notify those sites a day or two in advance, you can usually get in their promotions to access their people that are interested in knowing when there's new free books, and you can get a bunch of downloads by posting up in there. And we actually have, I don't know that we've promoted the software in a long time, but we actually have software that's built to do exactly that, and in fact walk you through the whole Kindle ebook reader development process, as well as promoting Kindle books and stuff like that. And Sharon, if you happen to even know where the sales page is for that, you could post that up in the chat box, but I actually don't have any idea what it is. I couldn't even tell you the exact name of the tool, other than it's like K-Dashboard or something. I don't remember. And I'm not answering this question to say to the guys that. I'm just telling you that product actually exists. And if we don't find it, if you email support, if you have an interest in it, you can get it. It's either got an annual or a monthly option to use it, because it's a online tool that you can use on an ongoing basis. But it is highly effective. That's why we put it together. Obviously, to find blogs and forums inside of Webfire, you can use the real-time lead finder and the rank lead finder to go find people that are hot and passionate in talking about whatever the genre that you're really promoting would be. And then, for a nonfiction book, it's going to be something, as simple as, I'm excited to announce the release of my romance book, All I Ever Wanted on Amazon. It's a story of, obviously you need exciting, interested things. If you're smart enough to write the fiction book, presumably you're smart enough to write a great hook for it. Maybe somebody reviewed and said, watch out, here's the new James Patterson or whatever, and if it's free, you can tell them that it's free for the next 5 days, or here's a coupon to save money on the book, because you can incentivize people with coupons, give them coupon codes on Amazon, etc., because you need somebody to obviously want to go read this and take action and check it out. You can even ask people to read it and tell you what they think. And then David also asked the question, he wants to bypass his site and go directly to Amazon, but he also wants to build a list. So it probably seems obvious when I say this right now. You can't build a list if you send people directly to Amazon, because if you send them directly to Amazon, you don't get the list of people that might be interested in your book that you can follow up with and tell them about your future books and everything else. So you need them to come to your website first if you want to get them interested in joining your list. Now, when somebody gets to your website, you need to, like always, you need a good reason for them to join your list, and you would need something appropriate to the subject matter. Get a free copy of one of my books, get the secret insights to one of my books, learn the 7 hidden things that the protagonist of my book doesn't say in the book, but which you'll really love to know the inside secrets of. You have to play around with why people would join the list, and of course one of the best things to do is go look at other successful authors and see why people join their lists. But if you can get somebody on your list, then obviously you can do a great job of promoting future books to them and getting them all excited about those kind of things. So that's a really long answer, but there's a lot to all of that, doing that. So hang on one second. Okay, good. All right. So just wanted to read that question. All right. So hopefully that talked to and told you guys something about the Amazon promotion. Now, and what I just talked about for Amazon really applies to if you're selling kitchen utensils or you're selling supplements or anything else. Again, it's promoting something that you're trying to drive up the bestseller list as fast as possible. One other thing is that Ken was mentioning he's got 31 nonfiction books. Okay, human nature would say that if you're Ken and you've got books, and let's say he's got a book that's ranked number 10 on a list and a book that's ranked number like 28,010 on a list, okay? Human nature says, oh, the book that's in the top 10, man, that one's doing great. I'm not going to worry about that one. I'm going to go try to get the one that's number 28,000 on the bestseller list and try to move that up. Here's why that generally is not the best strategy. Given a limited amount of time, energy, money, whatever that you're going to use to promote these books, when Google's algorithm for a web page, for a specific keyword, or Amazon's algorithm that's got you on a bestseller list is working in your favor, or even YouTube ranking a video well, since you've already got like, a huge percentage of success because the algorithm loves what you're doing, right? You're going to get much more results for your effort in continuing to boost the site or the book or the product or the video that these billion-dollar algorithms are already loving than you are trying to get the one that languishes, that no one loves, to jump all by itself. Because you're potentially, for whatever reason, that one doesn't work and doesn't even have to make any sense. In all the different years of doing stuff, we literally have built, I can't tell you how many different web pages and website content where we've built, a web page that like almost immediately Google loves that page. And we get lots of traffic and generate lots of, leads or sales or clicks or whatever from. And the most obvious thing in the world is, wow, that's so awesome. I'm going to go build another website and put literally the identical content on it because Google loves this. I found the perfect answer for whatever it is, weight loss, vacuum cleaners, kitchen irons, it doesn't matter. And we'll go build literally the identical site, do the identical promotion things, the identical things, and the result won't be the same. Now, nobody knows why that is, and probably including the guys who wrote the algorithm in the first place, right? The rocket scientist people. But it doesn't matter why that is. It just matters that when you get something that works really well, you want to go promote more of the thing that's working really well because it's the easiest thing to get more juice out of and to move up the list or up the search engine rankings than not. Okay. So that's the only two questions that people had submitted that I wrote up and got specific answers to. But if you guys have more questions, you can put them in the question box and try to be concise in your question. Some of you tend to write 20-page questions. It would make them both really hard to read and really hard to answer. Renee has a question, says he has an interested client, told him he had SEO done by somebody, ranked well for 2 or 3 keywords, but after a while Google turned it back and the website isn't ranked anymore. The client assumes the guy did something that was maybe black hat. His question is, if that would be the case, does he have the chance to rank the website back on page 1 in Google? What do I think? So Renee, first question you would want to know is where does it now rank for those keywords? So Google's always adjusting its algorithm. Now, there are times that it literally will just spit a site out and just for either a legit reason, because somebody was doing a lot of stuff black hat stuff they shouldn't be doing, whether it's keyword stuffing or, a bunch of really spammy links or, and by spammy links, I mean just like buying lots of links from like really crappy like sites that are only made so that you can get crappy links on them or stuff like that. Not where you're legitimately going out and posting and interacting with people and getting inbound links from blog posts and that kind of stuff. So if it's still both indexed by Google and it ranks but ranks lower, then yes, you could work to increase its ranking. If it's disappeared, then you need to get into the Google Webmaster Tools for the site and see if you can determine, if they're treating it badly for a reason, and if you can figure out the reason why. And if not, then the answer relatively simply is they need a new website. So presumably this is a business and they probably have it in their business name, but whether or not you can help them, raise the rankings on that site is going to partly depend upon what that site is doing right now along the way. All right, so Francis asked the questions, new at Internet Marketing, new at Webfire, how to really start properly. Are there training videos on Webfire in an order of importance? Good question. The answer is yes and no. Renee, just Google Webmaster, and you'll get into the analytics and everything else. You'll see a link for that. So Francis, are the training videos in Webfire in order of importance? So sort of. So there's a bunch of training videos. So first, for all the tools, there's training videos for every tool. Secondly, there's some quick start videos that help you for some of the tools that you can get the fastest results from. And then there are a whole bunch of recordings of webinars and trainings like this one, where you can go down through and see things that are very often topic specific. But you say you're new in internet marketing, so are you trying to sell your own product, trying to sell, just promote as an affiliate? What are you trying to do along the way? And I'll come back to you in a second. Joe says, just joined last night. Joe, welcome. Glad you both joined and were able to make this call. That's good. Try to figure out how to submit your site to the directory. Is there a video in the membership area? All right, so submitting your site should be really, really easy. And Sharon's going to get your email address so we can get you a better answer, because either I'm confused by your question or you're working way too hard to do what you're trying to do, because that should be really easy to do along the way. And Francis do that. And if you guys have a question you want me to answer, pop it in the question box, and we'll give you an answer, and or at least try along the way. Yeah, well, there's a lot to it, Joe, as you can see. It's easy to work way too hard, and it's easy to get confused with some of this stuff. One of the biggest things with Webfire, online marketing, business in general, is just to go out and just do stuff and move forward. One thing you have to avoid when it comes to probably business in general, online marketing in specific, even Webfire, is if you sit still and say, I'm not going to start my business or start promoting until I learn everything about the internet, or everything about Facebook marketing, or everything about email marketing, you're going to wait a really, really, really long time, because there is way too much to learn everything. But you don't have to learn everything. You only got to learn a little bit and apply it to go generate traffic, generate leads, make sales, make commissions. You don't need to know everything. And the truth is, you're never going to know everything. I don't know everything. Even Brian doesn't know everything. We're not going to know everything. There's new stuff every day. Doesn't matter. Okay? And it doesn't matter to the extent of, in one of the niche businesses that we're in, we've got web pages that, seriously, people look at them and they're like, this looks like a guy made this in 1992, and it probably was made almost that long ago in terms of looks. Highly effective, works, gets 50% plus opt-in rate from our targeted traffic that we send to it. It's a 7-figure business annually, but doesn't have a video sales letter. There's not until you get to the second upsell. I mean, it's all text. It's all really old school, but it works. And it works because we just went out and tweaked it and worked to drive traffic, and just have built that business over the last 2 years. Okay. All right. I lost. Francis didn't tell me anything else. Okay, along there. All right. Okay. Whoops. Hang on one. Sorry, guys. You guys are posting questions faster than I can read them out of the question box. I got to make the question box bigger here so I can read what you guys are saying. There we go. Okay. Cynthia says she joined last week. Any practical advice about spending time in forums? Okay, and you found good leads, but it seems a longish term investment. So Cynthia, what are you trying to promote? Because I will answer that, but I'll be able to help you with that. A physical product, but a physical product like you're selling it like in your Shopify store, or you're an affiliate for it. Your product, kitchen product. Okay, great. So, so in terms of like finding leads in forums and blogs and things like that, Q&A sites. So there's both a short and a long-term payoff for this. The short-term payoff is when you're in active sites where people are posting up talking about a subject matter now, okay, then if you've got the solution to their problem, because really everybody posting that you're gonna sell them something, they've got a problem. Whatever this kitchen implement is, whether it's a mixer, it's, whatever, cutting board, they want a better item and you've got a better item that they can get. Or somebody else is promoting a solution to back pain or a solution to weight loss or whatever it is. So the people post and they're interested, and there are people right now who actively you might be able to get to visit your website or your video on YouTube or whatever, and to respond by making a purchase. But related to that, you're also now generating a link out of this active blog, forum, wherever, that comes into your website, into your YouTube video, into wherever you're posting up, and is generating a really good backlink that's a signal to Google that this is valuable content. They should treat it accordingly. And so the more of those you generate, the better that site or video or whatever is going to rank, right? On top of that, you have the fact that when you're posting up your response to, based upon the keywords that the person's talking about, the kitchen utensil, the back pain, the weight loss, the stock investment, whatever, those posts can rank for two different kinds of searches that people would do for years down the road. One is somebody searching in Google or Yahoo or Bing and searching those keywords in especially a very specific phrase, and finding that blog post where people are talking about this and you've got your solution posted in there. And the other is, of course, people who search that forum itself looking for the answer to whatever it is that they want. So partly it's a longer term thing and it's going to accumulate value, build on itself. Partly it's a short term thing depending upon how much of an impulse reaction someone would have to whatever it is that you're trying to sell, because depending upon your price point and how they'd utilize your tool as to whether or not they would be somebody that would just show up and buy right away. If you're selling a $10 item and somebody's like, oh, I need that right now, I could go buy it, or you're selling my back hurts, I'm going to sell the ebook solution to fixing your back pain, that's going to be much more of an impulse buy than if you're selling them a $300 juicer, right? Because that's going to be something that somebody probably is not going to impulse buy as much as a $10 item. But you have the right idea. Again, but you also are going to want to figure out, where do your best buyers come from for your product, because part of that's going to vary depending upon the type of product, the price, all that kind of stuff along the way. Okay, good. You answered that. Whoops. All right, hang on, guys. Let me just read for a second. Okay, so Frances says she's trying to do two things. One is she want to have some exposure with MLM products in a generic fashion. So, Frances, if you want to promote some kind of MLM or a business opportunity, then you need to think about how people are out there both searching for that. So you would do keyword research so you could put articles on a site or posts on a blog, same kind of concept, that could rank for people that are searching for information about ways to make money online, multi-level marketing, network marketing, niche-specific network marketing, whether it's essential oils or it's nutrition, weight loss, beauty, whatever it might be. And also, you would want to, in that keywords list, get all of the competitive companies in the MLM business, for which there can be a lot sometimes, that you could create posts for, because a lot of times people will be looking for information about a specific company that they've heard about before they would think about joining it, and you could potentially spin them off into whatever it is that you want to promote. Likewise, when you look at forums especially, there are people online talking about these things all the time. Obviously, multi-level marketing, network marketing, really big, multi-billion-dollar industry, a lot of really big, successful companies in there. But within those companies, a lot of distributors who people either looking to become distributors for them or people who are distributors for them who are really excited about the business model but not excited about their success with a given company. For whatever reason, it just hasn't worked for them. And you have the opportunity to find people not only who are looking to make more money online or looking for an opportunity, but who might even be in another company, who've tried it, they've paid their money, they've tried to work and it hasn't worked, that you can spin off over into your business as well. So there's a couple different ways to approach people in forums and trying to bring them over depending upon what you're specifically want to sell there. Frances also said she's got a friend she wants to help out who is in personal development training, and he's not generating a lot of traffic or readership to his site. Now, obviously there's a reason for that because that site clearly isn't ranking well, so you need to look at what the content is on that site. And if it's just really a generic homepage, for example, that says, hi, I'm in personal development and you should join my list, that's not going to rank really well. You've got to get it ranked for keywords that are going to relate to the topic. The other thing is if you're going to go to forums and blogs and Q&A sites and things like that for personal development, you have to realize that a lot of people don't use the term personal development or self-help or things that you might think that they would use in talking about that. But personal development or self-help or whatever might be the solution to the problem they're having. So what you want to do is you want to figure out the things that this is a solution for. Somebody says, I can't get ahead at my job, or I'm depressed, or I find roadblocks in my life, or I'm not a positive person. I'd like to be more positive and upbeat. I'd like to become more optimistic, or I'd like to develop better relationships with people, right? Things are all developing, the human potential. Those conversations occur all the time online, okay? Probably more so than somebody using the exact term personal development. And this is one of the tricky things for a lot of you guys that are trying to market something specific. It's like, probably a bad analogy from somewhere that I picked up, but it's like the guy whose only tool is a hammer, right? You go around and you hit everything, whether it's a nail or not, with the hammer, right? Because you fix the pipe because you have a hammer, you try to fix the pipe with a hammer, right? Doesn't work, okay? Because the hammer is not always the answer, all right? But you've got to, I know I told you it was a bad analogy, but you've got to think about how people are actually talking about the issues that they have, the challenges that they've got, how you can help provide solutions for them with whatever your product is. Like on one of our calls, somebody sold, I think it was vegan, anti-aging, then there was another adjective, supplements. So it's a really long name, and they're like, I want people looking for this. And in truth, there probably is someone looking for that. It's a big internet, right? Billions of people on there. But the truth is that most people are not using that phrase. Okay, they're just not looking for something like that. Now, anti-aging supplements, probably a lot of people talking about anti-aging, might have not even be using the term supplement at the end. Would they be interested in a vegan anti-aging supplement? Oh, very good chance. But it doesn't mean that they're actually typing the phrase in the forum or in a search engine and saying, I want vegan anti-aging supplements. I think it was vegan anti-aging cutting-edge supplements, right? Not a phrase a lot of us would use in normal conversation. Okay. All right, Cynthia, you're welcome. All right, George asks, can you do sales with blogs? You can do sales with anything. It's just a question, and you can post up sales pages on blogs. People do it all the time. A lot of the sales pages you see posted up are actually posted on a blog. Using a blog template. It's just a custom template that's made for that. So you can do sales page on a blog as opposed to just a regular HTML website page. So that's not a problem. Joe says, where can he find good products to promote as an affiliate? Well, you can promote Webfire as an affiliate. All of you guys are automatically affiliates for Webfire. And you can, when you go in as a member on the left-hand side, you can see on the left-hand side there's a part that says affiliate. But you can go, so if you want to be an affiliate, first thing you got to figure out is what niche you want to sell stuff in. Okay, so whatever niche that might be, golf, weight loss, personal development, you could literally go to Google and type in golf affiliate program, and you'll get a whole slew of people that have golf affiliate programs. For physical products, you can use Amazon as an affiliate program. Just they have an affiliate program. Yes, I know some people in some states and countries can't join. ClickBank offers you an opportunity for digital products, and now some physical products they've started to actually add to their inventory. You can go to ClickBank and promote all kinds of different digital and physical products in different niches and get good commissions on a lot of them. And anybody can join, generally you can join any affiliate program for free. So it doesn't cost you anything to join one and try. What I would do though is make sure, Joe, that I pick a niche that I want to be in, because let's say you start promoting, a weight loss book, right? And then you're like, oh, I'm doing pretty good in weight loss. I've got some traffic. Well, now you can test a different book against your traffic. You can, if you start building people on a list, you can mail them other related products on your list. So try to pick a specific niche to focus on, rather than be like, oh, I'm going to promote bicycles and table lamps and weight loss, right? Because you're all over the place. Because you're going to learn things about your specific niche when you're starting out that you're going to be like, oh, this is all good stuff. I can start to expand my marketing, my list, my traffic to all things related to a specific niche. So pick a niche and then focus on related products into that. Whoops. Well, this is a good question, Sharon. So Sharon says, do I have any idea how many people buy because of a discount on the price in comparison to those who buy because they want whatever it is at any price? And so the answer, first of all, is no, I don't. And somebody may have tried to make a guess at this, but a lot of it depends upon, number one, what you're trying to sell and to whom and where. And it also depends upon what is the norm within that industry, right? So if I walk into a really high-end jewelry store and there's a beautiful diamond ring, that diamond ring probably is never getting discounted. Now, if it's a $20 or $30 or $50 or $100,000 diamond ring, it's probably not going on sale, because it's much less of a commodity than it is if I want it, I want it and I can afford it, and if I don't want it, it doesn't matter. Okay. Some items are going to go on sale, right, because they become old. Right, if I wanted to go right now and buy a 2017 model car because they're probably coming out, then I probably am not getting a huge discount on buying a 2017 model car because it's brand new. But if I'm willing to take the 2016 model because the model year is ending, right, I can probably get a bigger discount. Identical car but a year older, I probably get a discount. And so are there people who would buy the new model at full price? Absolutely there are. There are people that would only buy the discount because of the sale. So it's kind of a trick question, and it depends upon what you're trying to do. Now, there's no question, however, that discounts, limited time, especially limited time offers, generate conversion. Okay? We're coming up on the 4th of July, Independence Day weekend here in the United States. There's going to be lots and lots of sales this weekend that will end on Monday night. And people will be going and looking and shopping, and they'll know they have a limited time to make a decision and buy. And the closer they get to the time the store closes or the time the clock ticks on the website at midnight on Monday, that's going to change the conversion rate on things. And I can absolutely tell you, because we've done this a zillion times, that when we run a discount on a product, we can watch the conversion rate. Let's say we're selling a $47 product normally, and we put it on sale for $27 for 3 days, and we start promoting on a Friday. And when we start promoting on Friday, we tell everybody it's only going to be on sale until Sunday at midnight to save $20, save 40% or whatever, right? And so all day Friday, maybe we get, a 2 or 3% conversion. And Saturday we mail it again and say, hey, it's only on sale till tomorrow at midnight, and then you save $20. And maybe our conversion rate goes from 2 or 3% to 4 or 5 or 6% on Saturday. And on Sunday we mail, but you got to do this now. You got to pay attention. Go buy this now. Time is running out, and the conversion rate will jump again. But the people that show up at the website at 10 o'clock on Sunday night or 11 o'clock on Sunday night, the conversion rate goes through the roof because there's a deadline, because there's a limited time offer and it ends, and you'll see conversion rate go to maybe sometimes 20% for a low-priced item. So you're 2 or 3% on Friday, an hour before the deadline, half an hour before the deadline, because of the discount, you're getting, 7, 8, 10 times the conversion because of the discount, then it absolutely works. Okay, so hopefully that helps to answer your question somewhat there, Sharon. All right. All right, so Bob asked a good question. He says, what are the best ways to drive traffic to a landing page? But more specifically, he's got clients with a main website in one town, but need to rank landing pages for several surrounding communities. So what you mean, I think, Bob, is, and so let me try to clarify this. So I live in Duluth, Georgia. So in Duluth, Georgia, you rank like #1 or rank really high for like Dennis, Duluth, Georgia. But you want to rank that page for all the surrounding towns around here, like Lawrenceville and Roswell and Norcross, et cetera. Is that correct, Bob? Exactly. Okay, perfect. So this may sound too simple, but you need to build more pages. So because you're going to find it's way easier to rank pages for one, especially given whatever level of competition is, to rank those pages for when you've got title tags and keywords and talking about one specific town for that product. So literally, and it probably still is true if I looked, there were guys that years ago for, I think it was marble countertops, but something like that, or granite, it was for granite, for like granite countertops and things like that, that literally had bought dozens of websites, had spent the time to make hundreds and hundreds of pages of like every town from here to Savannah or whatever. They're actually based in Savannah, Georgia, which is actually not how far away from me, 150 or 200 miles away from me. But if you searched Duluth Granite, they were showing up because they had a page that says Duluth Granite, even though really their business was in Savannah. But they were ranking for everything because of making specific pages for literally every town name. You could also, depending upon the value of the leads to the business, look at buying all the major towns near you and buying domain names related to the keywords. If I wanted to build a big dental practice, I would have bought long ago, like Dennis Duluth, Dennis Norcross, Dennis Lawrenceville, Dennis Sewanee. I would just bought them all because no one else can buy them, and having the keywords and the town and the domain is certainly going to be a good benefit to me. All right, Tim asks, what's the smartest way to promote cutting-edge items like Bitcoin or bleeding-edge technologies like Samsung virtual reality products? The answer is like promoting anything else. Again, you need to, you'll want to have a website that ranks for related keywords. So product names like the Samsung VR, virtual reality, all the other virtual reality, whether it's TVs, headsets, video recorders, all those kind of things that relate to that. And then, going out to forums and blogs and Q&A sites and everything else where people will be talking about this specific subject matter, and you can bring them into your site because you've got answers, solutions, reviews, like you've got product reviews, how to pick the best VR headset, and then referring people either to the one you sell directly or through your affiliate link to like a good, better, and best choice kind of things. Okay, but still, it's the same concept because there are still people searching, people on websites talking about this stuff, and so on and so forth. So Francis asks, well, two things. Do you need to own your own domain name and pay for maintenance fees with the domain name retailer? So really you mean, should you have your own domain name and website? And the answer is yes. In the long run, you'll want to do that. It's tremendously valuable. You can build better search engine rankings, ongoing free traffic from search engines. We have sites that we've put up years ago that we've paid no attention to that still get traffic because we haven't done much of anything. And videos before and after pictures are ranking well on the internet. They might be for certain products. Again, if you go through, I know you just joined Webfire, so you're trying to get caught up, but if you go through the basic training modules, you'll have a much better idea on what to do. Hey Sharon, the other thing is, I just thought of this. Could you post up the link to the free traffic training course in the chat window? Because probably not everybody necessarily has that directly. And by the way, she did post the K-Dashboard link, so you can see what that's all about, the Kindle promotional tool. It's only going to fit if you really want to do Kindle books. But, and again, I'm not trying to say that, but people asked the question, so we're just answering the question. But she's going to post up a link, because we have a free traffic training course that Brian and I made, which has got close to 20 videos, but it just kind of breaks down if you're trying to promote as an affiliate, Shopify store, your own product, an affiliate product, local businesses or whatever, just kind of a way to do some different things. She'll post it up in a minute. And there we go. Okay. All right. Joe says, got it, makes sense. Can you promote affiliate products without a website? Yes, you can. And we actually talk specifically about that in Webfire training. Okay, Sharon answered that. All right. Good, Bob. Yeah. So reports and ebooks, it's giveaways, right? So you want to just go ahead and follow through. Yes, you can do subdomains for the specific cities in your area. Yes, because you don't even need to necessarily do another website. Because again, it depends upon the value of what somebody's got and if they want to, build multiple websites out. But even creating specific pages, specific subdomains. But just take the list of the top however many cities are around there that are in that market area for that company, and just start building your way through it, and then submitting those individual pages, and then trying to do some stuff just to get a few links to any of them that don't rank well. And then how high they'll rank will just depend upon the competition. But for a lot of them, they'll rank pretty well probably to start with, unless you're in just a massive market area for the company, because there's not a lot of competition. Most people aren't doing this. They're just randomly taking what the market gives them instead of aggressively marketing like that. So Steve, in fact, is asking a question. Does having a separate page for a specific community work as well as having a separate site for each community? And the answer is, it depends. So what I was just referring to was, let's say you're I don't know what has a lot of competition in a given market, but let's say you're a moving company, right? So there's only so many moving companies, okay? And knowing that if you look at the competition that ranks for, let's say Duluth, like you search Duluth Moving Company, movers in Duluth, Georgia, blah, 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 right? You see what the competition is doing. You see, first of all, what they've got for sites or pages, how well they rank, right? You can analyze their site using the site analysis tool, so you can actually see what they've got for backlinks and what their keywords are and their title tags and everything else, right? You can just literally go pull that data right out of there. And so you do that, and then you look at it and say, wow, you know, these guys, a lot of competition, big companies fighting over this market. We're gonna need to put our best foot forward to beat these guys. But sometimes you're gonna go look and you're gonna say, wow, nobody here is doing much of anything. Beating these guys isn't going to be hard at all. I can just do this with a separate page. And of course, you always want to take the easiest, fastest way possible when you can. Just, you know, and experimenting will tell you more quickly. But there's no need to build a separate website usually unless there's a lot of competition. And in which case, then having a separate site is sometimes going to get you much better results if it's worth doing it, right? I mean, if the business you're promoting, you know, doesn't sell something that justifies the marketing expense to build a bunch of sites, then, you know, what's the big deal? If the business you're marketing sells garage door repairs and it's, you know, and the average customer, you know, is worth $700, then probably it's worth doing all this, because of course a lot of it you're only going to have to build one time in terms of getting it all created and set up. All right, Tim, you're welcome. Bob, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, build individual pages for every city in there. All right, so David asks, how can you build a list? Totally new thing to you. Okay. Number one, in order to build a list, you need a place to host your list. So you need some kind of an autoresponder service. GVO, GetResponse, Aweber, Entreport, somebody that's going to hold your email addresses and be able to, it has the mechanism for you to send email to them when you do that. Okay? To get people to join your list, you need them to visit your website, and you need to give them a reason to join your list. So that's one of the, I'm sure you've seen a zillion different opt-in pages out there, but you're going to, and all these services, these autoresponder companies, they have a page, usually a form builder system within them that you can build and copy a piece of code to your website to put the form in on your site. But you need to think about why someone would want to join your list, what you can offer them for free, which usually for the kind of things we do is some kind of a digital product, a free report, a free video, free information, but it could also be a 10% coupon, right? You go to a lot of retail sites now, like if you go to Williams-Sonoma, you go to even PBS, you know, if you join the email list, we'll send you a coupon for 10 or 15 or 20% off your first order, right? So good reason to join the list. If you know you're going to buy anyway, you're going to join their list and get the coupon, because the only way to get the coupon, if you can save, you know, $10, $15, $20 off your order, you'll trade your email address for that, right? So you need a reason for someone to join your list that's going to get them to do it. Now, not everyone's going to do it, and how many people are going to do it, it depends upon how targeted the traffic is and how good the offer is. But you'll want to have a good reason for everybody to do that in order to get people to join your list, and then it's just bring in targeted traffic to it to get them on the list, and have something for someone to buy once they join. Because once someone joins your list, they will go to the next page, and that can be anything you want it to be. It can be a sales page for your product. It could be an affiliate link that goes to a sales page for somebody else's product and makes you money. So you could be offering a free report on the 6 little known secrets of losing weight, and when someone opts in, you could have them join your list, send them an email with the report link, but the next page they go to could be for an ebook or a video training course or whatever, but a sales page for a ClickBank product where you can make money. So you can promote, get someone to join your list, and then that person on the next page could actually make you money by making a purchase, and of course you still have the leads that are on your list. So Amelia asks, how can you get a coupon for a physical product? That depends upon, if you're the one selling it, you can create a coupon code in generally most e-commerce software, whether it's like WooCommerce, Shopify, Amazon will let you create coupon codes for your products. So it's just within your own software being able to set that up along the way. there for you. Oh yeah, so Amelia, you can't get a coupon as an affiliate unless the vendor will give you a coupon code. But you can always ask them if there's a specific product that you're doing a lot of promotion for, if they've got a coupon code or any kind of thing that you can use for it, because sometimes they do. But you're only going to know in that case as an affiliate if you ask. All right, we're kind of ran well over an hour here and answering all these questions, and most of you guys are amazingly still with me since the visual on the screen hasn't changed in like most of an hour. What actually is on the next page? All right. Oh, good. Hey, and if you guys are not current members of Webfire, it's people asking, and always do that join us and get the information, which is great. But if you're not currently a Webfire member, you can go to getwebfire.com/WF and watch the demo and see more about Webfire. So if you guys would go to the Facebook group page, where if I was really good, I could give you that link, but I got to go backwards to do that. If I was all organized like Brian is, going backwards in time. Good, the Facebook group, if you go to getwebfire.com/FB group, and Sharon, maybe we'll be good and post that right up in the chat box for you real quick. If you go there, you can go to the Facebook group on Webfire, and post your feedback on this call. We'd appreciate that. And we're actually going to go there in about 2 minutes, and we'll actually pick a winner when you have attendees that post there, so we can find you. We'll give $100 to, and you get free money, which is almost as good as getting your questions answered, right? All right. Sharon posted up the link to the whoops, that's not the free training videos. Okay, hang on 1 second. For some reason, my whole system decided to take over there. Okay. Oh, good question. For the free traffic training video, Sharon, the free traffic course, can you post that link? Oh, you did actually post it up. She posted it up in the chat window. Underneath the question window that you typed that question in, Francis, underneath that, there's a link for the free traffic course. It's getwebfire.com/free traffic. You'll see it in there. This one is hang on. /FB group. And if I typed it right, that's the FB group link, which Sharon just posted 2 minutes ago. So that's in the chat window as well, so you can join the Facebook group. And I see a bunch of people just asked to join the Facebook group, so Sharon will get you approved. You guys can post in there. Damon asks, what's the best way to get higher up in Google? And the answer is, number one, take your website, or more importantly, a specific web page, and run a site analysis inside of Webfire to determine what's on your page that's good, bad, or ugly. First thing that's going to matter in terms of getting ranked in Google is what's on your web page, because Google's going to judge your web page based on the content, how targeted it is to a specific keyword, and unless the content on your web page is set up correctly for whatever keyword you want to target, you're going to have trouble ranking for that, so you're wasting your time otherwise if you don't start there. Secondarily to that is going to be generating inbound links to your site. So links from other websites, links from YouTube, because you could post a video up on YouTube and link to your site, links from forums and blogs, links from Q&A sites. You could do guest blog posts for other blogs where you can then link back to your site. But the other huge ranking factor from Google's perspective is, what do other people think of your website? And if nobody links to your site, Google figures that nobody actually cares about your site because there's nothing good there. If a lot of people link to your site, then Google says, man, this must be a good site. We're going to treat this with respect, and it's probably going to be something that we should refer other people to. So for instance, a site like Wikipedia has a gazillion people linking to it. It's a big authority site, right? It's got lots of good content. Google says, wow, we should rank all these site results high because all these other people are linking to it, right? Okay. Conversely, you build a brand new website that no one links to. They're like, well, why should we care about you? We could, send traffic to another site that's got a lot of links. So, but the site analysis will help you with that because it'll tell you what your competition has for links, how good a chance you have for ranking for the keyword, what you should change and update on your site to help you to rank better. So we're there. Okay, so let's go to the Facebook page. Hang on one second. Let's go. Oh. Let's go here. Hang on one second. Let's go to the public group. And see all your lovely people posting up here. Get that out of the way so I can actually see this. And we got, look, 6 people want to join the group, but I bet you're all getting approved right now. And lots of people commenting. We have 6 comments so far. I think we'll probably get a lot more in just a minute. But you guys finish commenting here on the Facebook group, and then we're going to give away $100. So you don't have to say anything good, but you do have to say something to get into the drawing. How come we only have 6 comments? Guys are typing long comments, I guess. Oh, and other people are down below just posting period. Oh, okay, good. Lots of you guys are posting. All right, thanks for the session, da-da-da. All right, terrific, terrific. So we'll give you guys another minute to finish posting up there. And does anybody have any last simple questions? Because I don't want to end up with a really long one. Okay, so somebody's asking, I've got an Amazon store that's part of my site, but it's a separate WordPress site as well. You had it built for me. You're not sure if you should change any of the info to increase the SEO part of it for fear of messing up the affiliate link from Amazon. Okay, so my suggestion is, number one, if the only affiliate link part in it should be the actual products or links that say click here to buy now kind of thing, but changing title tags, changing descriptions, changing product descriptions inside of the site, those kind of things you should, as long as you're not touching the HTML links, you shouldn't break anything. If the site's not ranking for something specific that you want to play with, then I would definitely play with it. Now, realizing that, so one of the challenges is if you're gonna try to rank a web page for a specific highly competitive generic term, like let's say you want to rank for pencils, okay? What's the problem with trying to rank for pencils? Well, somebody searching for pencils, a lot of competition, nothing really definitive like why they should find your pencil. So you've got to go further down the keyword continuum than just pencil. It could be, the best number 2 yellow pencil, right? Well, then you've got a better chance at ranking for that by using that keyword phrase on your site and trying to rank for it, right, than just trying to generically go after pencils. Because everybody's going after pencils, and everybody with affiliate sites going after pencils, and that's all great, but y'all probably are not beating the billion-dollar pencil company, whoever that is, who's got a whole bunch of guys sitting around with nothing better to do than try to rank number 1 for pencils because it's a billion-dollar business for them. But meanwhile, you can go pick off, the less competitive, higher converting traffic by going for something more specific. All right, so somebody asked on the site analysis, there's a part where you can get Webfire to fix things on your website, like title tags and things when they're not specifically keyword related. 2 ways you can get, 2 ways you can do that. Number 1 is you can go in and fix that stuff yourself, or if you want Webfire to do that for you, and it's always with your permission, you always approve any changes, you will need your hosting login information, because we can't just go in and randomly change stuff. That you've got to give us that information to be able to access it. Otherwise you guys would be, everyone go in and change everything on Google every 3 minutes just so that we could all get, whatever we wanted to do out of Google, right? So in order to change stuff on the website, we need username and password to be able to do that. So let's refresh the page and let's see if we can't find ourselves a winner of all the nice people who have posted so many. Okay, now that I'm back, I accidentally hit the wrong button there. Let's try this again. Get all the people here, and let's see what we got here. Whoops, scroll down. There's too many things open on here. All right, we got comments here. 9 more comments. All right, tons of information to learn. Okay. Oh, this, okay, great. So we got 13 people, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we got 17 different people posted here. Okay. Sharon, in my Skype, you don't have to talk. Give me a number between 1 and 17. 15, okay. So 15. So that would mean that we go, I'm going to go from the top, because you guys are tricky, and that way we know she didn't pick anybody who's going to do that. So there were 17 people altogether, so let's see. 17, 16, 15. So Bettina, hopefully I said your name correctly. You are the winner of $100. Congratulations. All right. And so if you'll just send us a message on Facebook or in the next minute inside of go to webinar, send us your info with your PayPal address. We'll send you $100. Congratulations. All right. You're welcome. Guys, I appreciate everybody being here, participating, asking questions, commenting, letting us know you're alive and well out there, the great comments from everybody that's taken action. Again, just, go do stuff, okay? Big stuff, small stuff, any stuff. Seriously, okay? There's an old saying, how do you eat an elephant? Who knows the answer to how you eat an elephant? This is like a trick question. How many people know how you eat an elephant? Let's see who's going to type in, the first person type in. There we go. All right, one bite at a time. Exactly. Perfect. You guys are typing it in exactly right. One bite at a time. Might take a while, but see, can you ever eat an elephant if you don't start? No. So next question is, and you guys can look this up, and I believe it's a Volkswagen, but how do you eat a Volkswagen? And the answer is one bite at a time. Guy there, it's in the Guinness Book of World Records. I think the guy actually ate 2 cars maybe in the end, but he literally took a Volkswagen and had it ground up into a fine metal powder and sprinkled it on all his meals. And it took a long, long time, but eventually he ate an entire car. Now, I still wouldn't have eaten the car, but for some people, you can do it one bite at a time. But if you don't get started, nothing happens, guys. So get started. If you're started, stay started, keep working, keep following stuff, keep promoting, because you'll just see things continue to build and give you guys great, great results. So thank you very much, and have a great week.